Hello everyone, welcome back to the Crypto Geo channel. I got some more news for us today and I'm just going to jump right into it. So first things first, Coinbase just purchased One River Digital in a move into the asset management business. Alright, so One River Digital Asset Management is a subsidiary of the hedge firm One River Asset Management. And even though they bought it, it will still operate as an independent business, but a wholly owned subsidiary of Coinbase. I don't really know why I highlighted this one, it just sounded so pretentious. Coinbase and Ordam share an ethos grounded in prudent risk management. Gotta love that shit. Anyway, the whole point is that they want to bring more institutional money into crypto, which is awesome. We're going to the fucking moon. So at the moment, we don't know all the terms of the deal, but we do know that at the start of last year, Coinbase teamed up with them to offer a platform to allow wealth managers to provide crypto exposure to their clients. So this is mostly to people that want to put like maybe a percent or two into crypto to just diversify a little bit. And yeah, that's good. One thing I do want to mention is that the more that we get big money into the space, the more we'll tend to follow the equities like the S&P and NASDAQ, just by nature that crypto is still a risk-on asset. So while this is good for the long term, we can expect crypto to follow the equities a little bit more closely, at least in the short term or midterm, depending on what you call it. The next couple years, whatever. All right, that's it for that. Next article. All right, so Kraken is launching a bank. Cool. So they do this despite the challenging regulatory environment. As I mentioned in the previous video, I think I mentioned it in the video, but anyway, they had to shut down its staking services for U.S. clients, just the retail investors, not the institutions and accredited ones. And now, right after this happens, pretty much a couple weeks, they mentioned it's on track to launch very soon. So honestly, to me, this seems just like spitting directly in Gary Gensler's face. Like fuck you, you shut this down. We're starting our own bank. We don't care. Because he said last month, Gary Gensler, in the Kraken settlement, that this should put everyone on notice in this marketplace. Like, terrifying. Anyway, for Kraken, staking has been a small percentage of its revenue. And, I mean, the outcomes of it, if you're going to stake, you're going to stake regardless. It was just easier on Kraken. Now you're just going to do it somewhere else. So he mentioned that this SEC move will push American clients who want staking services offshore to far riskier exchanges. So he's pretty much arguing that the SEC, in trying to protect investors, is really just putting them more at risk by putting them at some other offshore exchange. So I don't know if I made a video on this, but Silvergate had to shut down its Silvergate Exchange Network. It's pretty much like a crypto bank. And what this Kraken guy was saying is that the increased caution on the banking front could stifle innovation in the sector, because if crypto firms are going to have trouble getting banks, you just need a bank to do stuff. Like, obviously, if you don't have access to money, what are you going to do? That's kind of half of the point of crypto in the first place, to help like bank people that are unbanked. So yeah, he's saying that we're returning to an era where banks are going to be very cautious as to what accounts they open, which is pretty big that Kraken is opening up their own. This could potentially lead them to be one of the leaders in the crypto space in the US in the coming years, depending on how all this regulation goes. But who knows, Gary Gensler's probably going to try to call their bank a security too anyway. Anyway, last but not least, Amazon NFTs. So these will be tied to real world assets and maybe we'll get a token. So right now, Amazon is laying the groundwork to give the customers ability to purchase NFTs tied to the real world assets delivered to their doorstep. I'll admit, from the very beginning, I don't know what the fucking point of this is. I mean, if you buy a book, you have the book. Why do I need an NFT? If I buy pants, why do I need an NFT of pants? I really don't understand what the point of this is. But as we'll see, it's a little vague what they mentioned that they're going to do. So maybe there's more in store. Not maybe, definitely, because this just seems useless, honestly, off the top of my head. Okay. One thing, they're planning to notify every Amazon Prime customer, at least in the US, about the digital collectives once it goes live. The nice part, and like that they have to do, it's Amazon, is that you can pay with a credit card to also acquire these NFTs. This is a big thing because not a lot of people like when it comes to the amount of volume that Amazon goes through, are like fluent with crypto and can use like even MetaMask or other wallets, let alone like what's it called? Transfer, convert coins. I'm forgetting words for things now just because I'm talking. Um, People aren't very good at crypto. Like the ones of us that are here, probably you watching this, know a thing or two at least. So this makes it very accessible for people that have no idea what they're doing. Like I'm sure your parents barely know how to operate email half the time. Um, and it's gonna launch pretty soon. Like they're saying it will come by May at the latest. Whatever. Yeah, this is another big part in helping the adoption of NFTs and crypto in general. They can help onboard millions of users without educating people about self custody. So yeah, so they can steal the shit. Kidding, not really. Maybe we'll see. Um, yeah, without educating people how to set up a MetaMask wallet. I don't trust Amazon. Anyway, representatives for Amazon working on the project have contacted Layer 1 blockchains, blockchain gaming companies, and other types of both emerging and established digital asset projects. So the reason I think there's a lot more to this that they're not mentioning is that the fact that they have Layer 1 blockchains and even Layer 2s, which they probably are included in here, that makes sense. You got to put this on a blockchain. They're probably going to look to see, can we just add this to an existing blockchain before doing something else. The fact that they have blockchain gaming companies means they're doing something else that just wasn't mentioned at all before this. So are you planning to use these genes to create your digital avatar? Could the books that you buy be part of like your virtual library? Are we going to completely virtualize like assets that we have and that we buy in like maybe like an Amazon metaverse where everything we own, like everything that we bought through Amazon, is now owned in our virtual self online? I don't know. Like we'll see. I feel like this is just starting and maybe that's what they're hinting at. I mean, that's at least my best guess. And other types of emerging and established digital asset projects that literally could mean anything. Everything is emerging. The space has been here for 13 years. 2009. What year is it? Almost 14. Yeah, there's no everything's emerging. Um, yeah, so their intention is to create a private blockchain, which makes sense. They want to have access to the nodes, verification. So yeah, whenever they feel like robbing people, they could just turn back time and do whatever they want without needing any type of decentralization. Perfect. Just what else would you want in a crypto? Um, oh yeah, that's about it in the blockchain. And also several sources have mentioned it's not definitive, but there might be an Amazon token as part of the deal. That could kind of be huge, and by kind of I mean it will be huge. I mean it's Amazon. That just they can reach so many people like so quickly. Like the amount of volume that this coin is going to get will just be like staggering. Um, but yeah, we'll see. Kind of interesting. Not the biggest fan. I'm in crypto because of decentralization. This is literally exactly the opposite. So I don't know if you can make money off this. If we can make money off this, all the better. Don't trust this. All right, that's all I got for today. Until next time, take care.